Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Chris with Flores Media. Today, we're gonna get nerdy. Check this out. All right, y'all. I've got the Sony Zv1 here, as y'all could see. Before we go into this way to master or better expose our image, I wanna show you guys a couple of technical things. So we're gonna go into our menu system. Actually, I'm gonna go into the function. Hopefully you've got it set already. I'm gonna go over here to my zebras just to save some time. If you want to see a video of how I set up zebras, please put that in the comments. But usually this is what zebras will look like, and it literally makes your image look like zebras. I go all the way down to the custom 2, and I put lower limit, and then I put 92 plus. I do that because I'm filming everything with Cine2, and I've got it to where that's where I'm gonna get the best exposure range for my profile. And then for my picture profile, I've just got it mapped to 1. I've got Cine2 and still gamma. That's all I do. That's all I've got set up. Hey, something I forgot to mention in the video. I shoot in Cine2 over S-Log because Cine2 is a lot easier to work with. It's a lot easier to play with the colors. It's a lot easier to manipulate the colors. It's a lot faster to get nicer results, and it's still somewhat flat. It's not as flat as S-Log 2 or 3, but it is flatter than other profiles, so you're still gonna get a lot of room. You're gonna get a lot of dynamic range. And the other reason why I shoot in Cine2 over S-Log is because the Sony camera, it only records at 100 bits per second. It's an 8-bit color, and yeah, I mean, the colors get all out of whack. The footage just falls apart when you try to shoot with S-Log 2. You can get a lot amazing results with S-Log 2, but Cine2 is just so much easier, more consistent. So that's why I shoot with Cine2. That's why I recommend it. Back to the video. Now, let's get the proper exposure here, okay? So I'm actually gonna ignore this number at the bottom. I don't care what that number says. That's not gonna help me with my exposure. What will help me with my exposure is this guy, the histogram. ETTR means exposed to the right, okay? No, I did not misspell better. It's exposed to the right. So let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? So when I do my exposure, let's say usually I want to get my exposure to be at 0, okay? So right here, definitely we could tell it's underexposed. That says -7. Our histogram, it's showing that it's more towards the left. So there's more shadows in my image. So basically, to the left, it's gonna be shadows. To the right, it's gonna be the highlights. So we're gonna expose more towards the highlights so that our image captures the most dynamic range. So right here, even our meter is telling us that it's underexposed. So let's try to get back up to 0. All right, so right there, we're at 0. And as you can see, I'm right at the middle in my image on the histogram, but when we actually look at the image, we're actually losing some stops in the highlights, some stops of dynamic range. So usually we're gonna wanna be at 0, or that's what we're taught, or that's what we're told to get the best exposure. And most of the time I set my ISO at on auto, and I'm aiming for it to be at 0 when I'm using picture profiles. But as you can see, I'm losing some dynamic range. So I'm actually gonna ignore that and keep going just until I see shadows on this cup. And I chose this cup on purpose because it's gonna act like my face. So right here, you should be able to see that I have zebras right there on the words. Once I see zebras, I'm gonna back off till those zebras are gone from my cup. So I still have zebras down here at the bottom. I could leave it there. I'm gonna bring it down 1 more, and there, my zebras are gone. I do have zebras in the back, and that's just because that's a window in the back. So I'm gonna ignore it, I'm gonna let it go. I'm more interested in capturing the most dynamic range between here. So I'm gonna call that one good. If we look at our histogram, it's more towards the right. But what does our meter say? Our meter says, oh no, you're overexposed. It says +7. We don't care because we're exposing to the right to get the most dynamic range out of our camera. And this is how you're gonna get the absolute most out of your Sony Zv1 or any camera for that matter, right? But I have found to get great results using this method. Hopefully you found this video useful, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna be happy with the results you're getting out of the Sony Zv1 using this technique. Remember, ETTR, exposed to the right. It's gonna give you the most dynamic range. It's gonna make your footage look beautiful, right? If you found this useful, please like this video, as it tells me that you like this content and you want more like this. And please subscribe. Please subscribe. Do me a solid and subscribe, right? Tell all your friends, anybody that you know that's into video, budget videography, let them know that I'm growing and that they should come join us and we should all grow together in our skills, right? So please subscribe to the channel. Until the next one, God bless. See you in the next video.